What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Blunt Thoughts Show. What is this, episode 5, live episode 2? I don't even know what to call it, but we're here. We're here to talk about our New York Mets, to talk about this great month for June, to look a little bit ahead of what's coming in July, and mainly like the immediate um, couple of weeks here before the All-Star break. Um, I wasn't sure if I was be able to do this or not. I'm a little frustrated right now because my phone is acting up, and that's usually where I do my little lineup reaction video. So I haven't been able to do that. So maybe we'll do a little bit of that here to start. And honestly, initially when I see the lineup, I'm like, what the heck are we doing? What are we doing here? Why is Brandon Nimmo sitting? And then I think, you know what? We are playing. I think it's what 17 games without a day off. This is what now I think going to be the fourth game of that, right? Because I started this weekend. So say, okay, I understand you're going to want to give these guys a day off here and there. Brandon M was a guy that's played, I believe, 160 games the last couple of years, which is great for him. And besides Alonso and Lindor, who somehow convinced Buck, for 2 years, and now Mendoza that they don't need days off, you understand wanting to give guys days off, right? But you don't want a guy to get a day off when he has a day like Nimmo had yesterday with 3 hits, what was it, 3 or 4 RBI and all that good stuff. But then I'm glad I didn't do my video because I would have probably looked like a fool. But what's new, right? Heck, always looking like a fool. But I see this news where it came from Tim Healy, I believe. Yeah, I believe it came from Tim Healy on X, where he said that Brandon Nimmo slipped in his hotel room, suffered a gash on his forehead, was in the hospital all night, I guess. And at the time, he said up to an hour ago. At the time that I saw that report, I think it was like 4:40 or whatever. So I'm going to say about 3:30 or so. The good news is, for now, he was cleared of a concussion. So that's great, right? But I'm also thinking, man, that's the second time that Nimmo this year had taken some kind of hit or blow to the head. And it's great that he was cleared concussion then. It's great now, but these things you never know. Sometimes they pop up later. And we've seen that now, they even wanted the concussion test before, after a while of him being hit because he was struggling. They were wondering what's going on. So hopefully everything's okay. I'm not sure the gash in his forehead. Maybe you guys have seen it. There's been any updates or anything. I haven't seen any update besides this. So I don't know if he got any stitches or what the situation is. I don't know if he's available tonight or not. But let's just hope he's okay because we know Brandon Nim was a big part of this ball club and what they've been able to do in this past month and what we hope they continue to do. So let's see what happens there. But besides that, the lineup, I mean, it is what it is. Surprised. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised because I thought initially too, when Marte went down, that we would see something like what we're seeing now, where you have Iglesias and McNeil both in the lineup, and ironically, very small sample size, they kind of have the best numbers against Gore, whom, if I remember correctly, I probably should look it up. I think we handled pretty well this year, so far. So, but I think let me see. If we look at the matchups here, Iglesias in 4 at bats, but 750, 1,500 OPS. You know what I'm saying? And McNeil in 7 at bats at 857 average, 1,700 OPS. So let's see if them two can keep it going. Let's see if other guys can get involved. Let's see Lindor, who hasn't had much success against Gore, I see here, could have some success today. I think he went 0 for 4 yesterday. So let's see him do a little something today. JD is kind of cooled off. But that's how it is. Everybody's not going to stay hot all the time. What you want is not everybody to go into a slump at the same time. But let's get into what I really wanted to do this for. And, it's what we've been watching from this team in this month of June. And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, and I was talking to my guy AF a little while ago through one of my posts, you know what I'm saying, where he said, in April and May, I was down on this team. I was ready to sell. I wanted to get rid of everybody. Wow, man. Shout out to all you guys in here. See all you guys saying what's up and all that. I'll bring up some of the comments in a few. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally with you, man. It was okay to be upset in April and May. I did videos talking about, maybe it's time to start selling now. Don't wait till the deadline. Let's get rid of everybody. But then it's like, damn, no, man. I can't go through a summer of that. I love this team. I love baseball. I love competing. And the truth is, there was a lot of baseball to be played. The truth is, I came into the season believing that this team could be about a 500 ball club. And if they got to that point at the trade deadline, I believed at the time, and I believe it even more now, that this front office, along with ownership, will go out there and make moves to try to improve upon this team, to try to help this team be able to make that push, to be competitive, like they said, while still looking to the future. And that doesn't mean, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to mortgage guys. That doesn't mean that we're going to go trade Luis Angel Acuna, who should be probably coming up here pretty soon because he's killing it down there finally. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that we're going to trade a Jet Williams or anything like that. But what it does mean, or I don't know if that is what it means or anything, but what I do know is I'm going to trust David Stearns to figure out who to move on from and who to keep. I always say that, right? We've always wanted someone who was competent and knew what the hell they was doing. Well, it appears we have someone who's competent and knows what the hell they're doing, right? So I wanted to come into the season, even though I wasn't out here screaming for David Stearns, but he has a reputation. He has a resume. He has shown us so far that he's willing to go out there and do whatever he can, whatever it takes to try to improve the team. Not every move is worked out. Not every move is worked out. But the truth is, had the returning players, the core, whatever you want to call it, of this team perform up to their capabilities, and I'm talking about all of them, not one or two of them. I'm talking about every single 5 or 6 of them, whoever you want to put in there. Pete, Nimmo, McNeil, Marte, Diaz, who's killing us again. Had these guys performed up to par with the moves that David Stearns made, we might be around second place in the division. We might be leading this damn wild card. Because the truth is, we were able to stick around because the rest of the league stinks also, right? But who cares? That's the situation we're in. I'm not complaining. That's the situation we're in. It gave me life. It gave all of us life. It kept us being able to hang around. But let's think about how we started the month of June, ladies and gentlemen. Let's think about how we started the month of June, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thinking that we were going to have no summer, thinking that it was going to be a miserable summer. I don't know exactly where we were on June 1st. I probably should look that up, but you guys know. Welcome again to the 40 plus of you in here, and I appreciate every single one of you, right? This is good. This is the most unprofessional, the most whatever you want to call it, content you're gonna get, but it's gonna be the realest content. And I know if I just keep it real to myself, and I just say what I mean and whatever. So I don't remember exactly how many games we were on June 1st. I do know that at some point early on, we were about 11 games out, right? And everybody I spoke to wanted to tell me how far we were in the wild card, how many teams we had to jump over. And what do I keep saying? I say it all the time. Don't talk to me in April about no damn standings. Don't talk to me about scoreboard watching. I don't give a damn what anybody's doing. I'm going to watch my team. And based on how they perform is how I make my judgment on them and how I feel about them and how I feel about their chances of going to a playoff, making a playoff, making a walkout, depending on what the situation is, depending on how you come into a season too, right? Because to me, the goal should always be to win a division. But some years, it's not realistic. This year, it wasn't realistic. Partially because what these guys have created, partially because of the approach that the front office and the ownership took, whatever. But you still have to watch the team, right? So again, we're watching the team, and it's not fun. And we start June 1st, and everybody's coming into June and saying, wow. And June is usually where the season falls apart. So what the hell is going to happen now when we're already pretty much done? And we lose the first 2 games in June to Arizona, right? After we were thinking we were going, oh my God, we got a little high, and we win the first 2 games, and I forget exactly what happened right before that, but we wanted to feel good. We wanted to feel good. We want to feel good as fans. That's what we want to do. So we look for any little thing to try to latch on to give us hope. And then you lose those first 2 games in June. And then you go out and you sweep Washington. And we want to dismiss that. And some of us are like, okay. I'm like, yo, you know what? If we lose to these guys, it's like, oh, there's the Mets doing what they do. If you sweep them, it's like, who cares? You're just going to go ahead and lose to Philadelphia or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's okay. At that point, it's okay. Show us something. They go to London. They lost the first game, right? They lose the first game. They win the second game. I forget who it was earlier in one of my comments. I'm sorry, guys, but you know who you are if you're in here. Who said This turnaround started with Luis Torrens because I commented on how about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let me go on this little sidebar tangent or whatever. I was somebody who always defended Tomas Nido, like, oh, you guys, Tomas Nido's a decent backup. We gotta, be realistic with Tomas Nido. We expect too much from Tomas Nido. We've had to play him too much, so he gets exposed and blah blah blah. I was so wrong. I'm glad I'm not there making decisions and just sitting here talking nonsense. And sometimes the things I say plays out, but listen, shout out to, and everybody wants to say David Stearns. I think Mendoza had a lot to do with getting that guy Torrens over here. Mendoza knew all about him, right? Mendoza knew all about him, probably brought him up, or maybe David Stearns said, oh, there's somebody over there with the Yankees. I mean, we better get, hey, Carlos, what do you think? Oh, go get him. He's good, whatever. Listen, it's worked out. Back to this, though. This guy started, along with Iglesias and his vibe, the turnaround, but that play was crucial, right? We get the split out there, and then I should pull up the schedule if I'm going to be talking about this nonsense. But who the heck was after that? Was it San Diego who we bust their ass and swept them? And then we go to Houston and take to Texas, take 2 out of 3, I think it was, and blah, 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 blah. I only want to do this for about 30 minutes or so, and it's already been 11, so I better speed it up. The point is, it's been a great month, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great month, right? The goal of the season, you want to have winning streaks. And we had that 7-game winning streak, which everybody was waiting for it to end and thinking, okay, once this winning streak ends, we're going to lose 10 in a row. And what do I always say? You want to take 3, 4, 5, 6 steps forward? Do not then follow them with 5, 7, 8 steps backwards. And this team hasn't done that. It didn't do that. Yeah, it went through a stretch there where it lost the last game of the series, and then I think it lost the first one. So it lost 2 in a row, but never 3 in a row. Right? Never 3 in a row. And continue to win series to the point that we came into this weekend, right, facing an Astros team who has also had a tough start to their season, but it's a different mentality for them. It's a different mentality for their fans. Shout out to my homegirl, Jules, who's in here, right? I spoke to Jules on Friday before the series started, and we're talking, and I'm like, Jules, let me tell you something right now. I know you guys are the hottest team in baseball, whatever. We might be the hottest team in baseball. You guys have I think they came in on a 7-game winning streak. We had already our winning streak snapped or whatever the case may be. They were at 500. We were 1 game over 500. I said, Jules, in the big picture, this series means nothing, right? This series really doesn't mean anything. But in the small picture and for the fans, like, this is really what I told them. I said, the players, I'm confident the players have come out of whatever they were in. I feel good about where this team is at and where these players are at. I feel good about where this leadership is at now, with Lindor and Nimmo being the clear leaders of this team. I feel good about all of that, about JD's influence, about Iglesias' influence, about Torrens. I'm not worried about how the team is going to feel. I'm not worried that the team is going to lose this series or whatever, and it's just going to go back to whatever the hell they were doing before. But I am worried about the fans. I am worried about the fans. Because if we do lose this series, the fans are going to say, oh my God, it's over. This is the Mets. Yeah, that's just what they do. They tease you, whatever the case may be. And it's exactly what we've gotten right now. And I don't understand how that you can do that. I don't understand how that can happen. Again, this team came into this weekend 5-0-1 in series for the month. I was reading, and I didn't finish reading the article, Disha Thoza article, which I want to read, right? Because it's the whole Alvarez thing that everybody's hype about with Soto and all that good stuff, right? Beautiful thing. I haven't even gotten to that portion of the article yet. But I did see the portion where I already knew 16-8 in June. I think she said the best month in history, the best month for June or whatever in 14 years, all that good stuff. Like I said, June is usually where our season goes to die. And instead, in 2024, maybe our season is revived in the month of June. And I'm going to lose my mind for losing 2 games to a team where we know, okay, is this a perfect team? Heck no. Heck no. This team has tons of flaws. Our pitching needs help all over the place. Our starters need help. Our bullpen needs mega help. Mainly for Diaz to come back, figure out how to cheat. Okay? Figure out how to cheat. Get your confidence back. And let's go. Because except for 2022, as much as I love Edwin Diaz, he's killed us most of the time. Whether it be for performance and now lack of availability. Both first by confidence, because I'm not even going to acknowledge that stupid injury, and then, by getting caught cheating, man. And again, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to my guy Darren, who's always plugging me much better than I do. But seriously, man, I just can't. I can't lose my mind after this month and the way that season was going off for 2 losses. Now, I'll tell you guys this. Back to the taking a few steps forward and not taking multiple steps backwards. These next 14 games, is it 14 games? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's about 14 games, 13 games before the break. What is it? 4 now with Washington, 3 with Pittsburgh. We always seem to play Pittsburgh right around the All-Star break before and after. And I remember back to 2022. I didn't have time to look all of this up. I remember back to 2022 where they started to derail our season. And I didn't like the way it was feeling right before the break. And it's like, Hector, you're overreacting. Well, I don't like the way this looks. Oh, Hector, don't worry about it. Oh, you got the Braves in September. You got to just win 1 game over there. Oh, Hector, the easy part of the schedule is coming up. Don't tell me that nonsense. There is no such thing as easy part of the schedule. There is no such thing as easy part of the schedule, especially now with this team. There's certain teams that, for whatever reason, take joy in derailing the Mets season. You could put Pittsburgh in that. Washington is going to come this week and try to derail the Mets season as a division rival, as someone who's coming up. And they have players that are trying to make a name. They have a player today making a debut. Number 3 prospect in baseball. Number 1 on their system, obviously, in James Wood. Hopefully we don't let him have a debut. But to me, this is the most important thing right now. How do we bounce back? How does this team bounce back now after having lost 2 in a row, having lost a series, having the fan base lose their mind, having dudes like Bobby want to make me kick him in the butt? Now, but I got love for Bobby, y'all. In case you see me going back and forth with Bobby, I got love for Bobby, all these guys. Because I lose my mind too. You guys know it. I get frustrated too. I lose my mind. It's blunt thoughts. So I come out here and spit all kinds of nonsense, but I also try to give credit when it's due, when it's deserved, and this team deserves a lot of credit right now. Honestly, this team deserves nothing but credit right now. From top to bottom. From top to bottom. Starting with David Stearns, who in my opinion, really, if you go back and you look at it, and if I go back, I'm pretty sure I did it before. And I don't like to do this crap too much. But I'm pretty sure I did it before the season where, you give these guys a grading or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And to me right now, ladies and gentlemen, I think David Stearns gets a B+, maybe an A-, going back to his offseason. Because honestly, like I said before, had the returning players, that core of players, played up to their capability to start the season, this team will be in a lot better place with the additions that they made. They haven't all been great, but he's been quick to make adjustments. So David Stearns has done a good job and has made me confident. He will continue to do a good job. Listen, I know we have PTSD over past trade deadlines. 2022, Daniel Vogelback, Darren Ruff. Last year, nothing. Pretty much. But that's not Stearns. He hasn't screwed up a Mets trade deadline. He hasn't screwed up a Mets offseason. Because if you're honest with yourself, they told us what they were going to do, right? They told us what they were going to do. We may not have liked it. We may have wanted a different approach. But based on what they told us and what he did and the way most of those players have performed, yeah, he had a successful offseason. And although I haven't highlighted them yet, right? I see your comments, guys. I see your comments. And I forget who it was. that asked me, what do I grade Carlos Mendoza? That dude gets an A, and I don't know why I'm not giving him an A+. I guess because he's a rookie. I don't give a shit what nobody says. I always say this. I don't get into the bullpen and questioning too much about bullpen management because we never know what the hell is going on. Right? And if you were watching last night, I know a lot of people don't like to watch post game and stuff like that because sometimes it gets redundant. And it's like, dude, you keep telling us the same crap. But he said last night, somebody asked him about why did you go to what's this good new guy's name? Oh my god, I don't even want to know his name. Did we DFA him today? Did we send him back down? Designated for assignment. The guy that pitched yesterday in extra innings. Oh my gosh. Fester, Uncle Fester. I know that's not his name, but something along those lines because I saw everybody joking around about that. But they asked him why go to him and not to somebody else. And I'm paraphrasing him, and he was like, "Who else?" There was nobody else. It was either him or Ty, and I thought he was the better matchup. Ty being the rookie kid that they brought up to yesterday. So it didn't work. The guy didn't execute. Does that mean Mendoza made a bad move? He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Oh, you got to fire this guy. His bullpen management is horrible. But all the other games that we won, he brought guys in, and they got the job done. Was his bullpen management good then? See, when he brings in a pinch hitter and he gets a hit, that's a great move by Mendy. But when the pinch hitter doesn't get a hit, Mendy sucks. No, the hitter sucks. Get the job done. Execute. Now, yeah, sometimes you could tell me that's a questionable move here. You got to put the players in position to succeed. I agree with that. I'm with that. But Mendy gets an A from me for sure. But before I go on to something else that I want to talk about here, let's look at some of your comments, man. Let me acknowledge you guys before you guys leave me, right? I don't want you guys leaving me. But let me find some of them here, man. Yes, I see a message from Patty, man. You know what? It's not in order, but let's go here, man, because I'm a big Nimble guy, man. I'm a big Nimble guy. I'm not sure if Patty was responding to someone here or just felt like saying that, but hell yeah, man. Shout out to my guy, Brandon, with a huge home run to celebrate his 100th home run. Yeah, Darren was saying about the lineup. Okay, so this was early on. But hello to you guys. Hello. Yuki, what's going on? I've already said hello to Darren, Patty, and all these guys. Anybody else in here who's not commenting, it's okay, man. Hello to you too, and I appreciate every single one of you. Hey, Dimolave, I'm not even gonna put you up here, man, because you might get people to leave. No. Oh man, what's going on, CP, my dude? Yo, I think CP is undefeated in going to games. So my guy CP's off to the Nats game out there in Washington, man. Go get us that dub, CP, so that you won't see him on the pregame with my guy Rob. Actually, Rob should be getting started soon, and I don't want to cut into his time. So, we work together, man, and I don't want to cut into anybody's time. So if anybody else is out here doing anything, I want to get the hell out of here as quick as possible. But I do want to acknowledge you guys, and I did want to get a couple of things off my chest. And I do want to say, guys, listen, the season is alive. The season is alive. Believe in this team. I'm not telling you how to fan. Do whatever the hell you want. I'm going to believe in this team. This team has shown me enough to believe in them. You know what I'm saying? The leadership of this team, like I said, with my guy Alvarez emerging as one of these leaders too, quietly, but definitely being the energy of this team. And I'm trying to stay away from it, but I don't give a damn what it is. Grimace. You know who's not grimacing anymore watching this team? Me. I'm smiling now watching this team instead of grimacing. So if Grimace is the reason for that, give me Grimace. If the Oh My God song is the reason for that, then give me Oh My God. I don't care. Whatever it takes. And at the end of the day, none of that has anything to do with it, right? Team meeting, maybe not. You know what it is? It's production. And these guys started producing. What I do know helps with that production is the influence of a J.D. Martinez. And I do think, people like to dismiss it, I do think a team meeting matters. I do think stuff like that matters. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm content. I'm not. Listen, I'm upset about the weekend. I want to win 162 games, but that's unrealistic. I would have loved to have swept the Astros or win 2 out of 3 against the Astros. So Jules is not DMing me. Talk about hey. Good game, mate. But I know back there she's laughing like, yeah, we got you. I'm kidding, Jules. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to brag and say it's our time now. The Astros times is over. It's a new sheriff in town, baby. But I can't say that. I can't say that. Here's Patty. Yep. I was at the point maybe this core doesn't work together, even with all that talent. Thank goodness they figured it out. That's it, Patty. You know, I was there too. A lot of us were. We thought like, yo, this core hates each other. They don't know how to lead each other. But you know what? Listen, it's unfortunate that it happened this way. But maybe the fact that Pete got hurt that day by getting hit by a pitch or whatever, had to go to the hospital. And Nimmo and Lindor calling a meeting with Nimmo, blessings, I guess, or whatever, because he went to Nimmo, said, yo, let's do this. And Nimmo said, let's do it. And then JD stepping up and being a leader. Maybe that helped even the guys there to say, you know what? This is really our leadership. This is our leadership. Let's follow these guys. Let just Pete beat that goofball, whatever the hell he is. Let Pete beat Pete. And then, also, Patty, I know you heard me say this, Patty. One-on-one, we've had many conversations. In spaces, I know you've heard me say it. Whatever. You use a good support or what. I don't even like saying that. You're a good friend. But you've heard me in another places speak. And how many times have I said this team needed somebody to bring all these different cliques together? Right? All the different cliques that exist on any team of any sport. There's different factions, right? There's the natural factions of age, right? The older guys and the younger guys. There's the natural cliques of just married versus single. Family guys and non-family guys. And then you have the party guys and the non-party guys. Then you have, listen, it's not racial or anything like that. You have the natural cliques of, yo, we Latinos, we're going to hang together. We Dominicanos, we're going to hang. Whatever. We gringos, we're going to hang together. I don't even like saying that word, but I see some of you guys say it. Some of you white people say it. That's going to always exist. But who brings all that together? Right? So after we saw the situation with McNeil and Lindor, right? And yeah, they talked it out and they probably apologized to each other and yo, we just want to win, blah, 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 right? But are McNeil and Lindor really chopping it up? Probably not. Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, you cover, I cover. That kind of stuff, right? But now you have an Iglesias there who I believe has been the guy to be able to make McNeil and Lindor laugh at the same thing together. Actually be involved in the same conversation. You need that on the team. We've heard these guys talk about, yo, now we're sitting around in a clubhouse just talking baseball, talking about hitting, led by JD Martinez. You need that on the team. In my opinion, I think those little things matter, man. You spend a lot of times together with these guys. You need to trust each other. Do not go out there and try to be a hero or anything like that. So, yeah, I think all that matters. And whatever, man, whatever it takes to freaking keep turning the season around. And I think they will. Yeah, Jules, thank you. Yes, I am. Gonna be a long hot summer. Yo, Yuki, insane. Those 2 throwouts yesterday. Oh my God. I should play that, right? Yes, he is. And Mendy's the man. Listen, Mendy's the man in so many ways. And the way he feels the game, the way he's been able to handle guys. Listen, he benched Jeff McNeil for a week. Born and bred Met, up through the system, earned a job, got his money, benched his ass for a week. Didn't lose him. We saw a report in the paper about Harrison Bader not liking to, sit too much, whatever the case may be. He doesn't even like the fact that, not that he doesn't like the fact, Mendoza gives out the lineup the night before he texts these guys. Here's the lineup tomorrow, so they can know, they can prepare. Whatever you got to do the night before to prepare, do it. Bader says, I don't open that text. because I'll be frustrated all night if I'm not in the lineup. And at the time, he was sitting a lot more. Credit to Mendy for not losing Harrison Bader, because Harrison Bader has been one of the biggest clutch guys on this team. And I didn't like the comments. But again, that's why I sit here talking crap and not there running the team. But I want to get out of here, guys. One other thing I didn't want to touch on, and it's too late, right? It's too late. But man, guys, shout out to all you guys, man. And I'm to blame too on this, right? I'm to blame too on this. But and I guess I kind of get it, because starting out the season, right? We were so disgusted with this team. But I've never been an all-star voting type of guy, right? I never, and I'm older, right? So you had to actually go to the stadium really to vote back in the days, or you had to get the ballots, send them out. I forget how it was. But I know one way of doing it was going to the stadium and actually putting it in a little box. I used to like doing that when I went to the games, and I would try to stuff as many as I could in there, and I don't know how that worked. But other than that, I'm not really a big voter. Now, I enjoy the All-Star game. Even now, at my old age, I enjoy the All-Star game. I enjoy the home run derby. You know what I'm saying? But I don't go out there and vote. I don't vote. And that's bad. But I've been looking, and you look, and when you see that a guy like Mookie Betts, who's great, but has been on the injured list for so long, is the leading vote getter. And it's a popularity contest. But my thing is this: what is it that makes it that Met players are not up there in these votes, right? And I get it that some of these fan bases, they stuff the ballots, they get on there. I think you got 5 times a day you can vote. They got multiple accounts that they vote on and all that stuff. But at the same time, there has to be other people outside the fan base that are also voting for these guys that are able to make it. So what makes our players so unpopular amongst other fan bases and also amongst our own fan base? And we spend so much time bickering about our players instead of supporting and getting behind them that I'm pretty sure if we try to start a movement, and now it's too late, because I will try. I'm a little person, but hopefully somebody bigger than me catches it. And I was going to try to start a movement to try to get a Met into the All-Star game by fan votes, because this is freaking ridiculous, right? But you know what would have happened? We would have argued about who that player should be. We would have spent more time arguing about who that player should be than actually stuffing the ballots and voting for this player and actually causing a movement in the ballots. But I don't know. I don't know why that is. Maybe I need to be better myself. Like I said, I don't vote at all, even though I watched the game. So maybe I need to be better. But I've been thinking about that for a while, and I wanted to do, but I just haven't had the time to really do it. I haven't been able to really do an episode. And we've been doing the lives. We're in the lives, and that probably would have been a good opportunity to do it, like the live. This is live, but I mean the live of the game, like the in-game stuff. Which, let me plug that in now before we get out of here, because I do want to get out of here. Hopefully, looking to do a live this week. There was a rumor that Christian Scott may be coming up and starting this week. If Christian Scott starts this week, I'm going live during that game to welcome my boy back. Let's see if we can get a dub. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna get out of here again. I don't want to cut into anybody else's time, and I'm pretty sure there's other people doing it. I know for sure my guy Rob is doing a pregame. But hey, let's go. This is a big 14 games here, ladies and gentlemen. This 14 games will tell me where the season is at, and also the front office. Don't go now and go not even 7-7, not even 7-7, but no 5-9, 6-8, none of that nonsense. 10-4 or better. That's what I want to see. Give me 9-5, maybe I'll take it. But no, and you know these Nats are going to try it in their home park. They're excited. They have a rookie coming up. They're going to try to give it to us. Go out there and play ball. Go out there and continue to find a way to win. As you guys know, a game to be played is a game to be won. Let's go, Mets, baby. Thank every single one of you for coming in. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I know we'll enjoy more if we get a W, baby. Peace.